Hi, welcome back to Coldstream Rod Shop. I'm Derek Fraser. Sorry we haven't had a video out for a while. We posted a clip, a little 30-second clip of the 32.3 window leaving. That was actually the second attempt, unfortunately, for them to leave. Had a little bit of difficulties getting the engine going. One thing that happened, the car had sat for a while and it's an older build, and the carburetor was leaking a lot. So we actually had to pull the carburetor off and get it rebuilt. The actual metering block, if you can see here, was cracked all the way through here. Even the bottom of the accelerator pump was cracked. So I'd taken it apart, and then I took it out to DWA Automotive. They did a full rebuild. They pulled it all apart, got it ultrasonically clean, changed all the gaskets, everything else, got it running on a test engine. It was all good. And then the car, I think the engine hadn't been really gone over for a while, so we put a bunch of plugs into it and just fired up and sounded incredible compared to when we first started it up. So car actually stood here, or the actual car stayed here for an extra 2 weeks until we got that sorted out. But as anybody knows, if you've got a hot rod, that's one of the things that happens. They're not maintenance free, and you got to do work on them. So that's what happened to the 32.3 window coupe. On the pickup side of things, we're going to show you we worked on the hood back here. So I think on the last video for the hood, I may have sprayed primer onto it. It did take a little bit of body fill, kind of little tiny nicks and dings. So got the hood all ready to go on the pickup truck. The sides are ready. I ordered some new hold down brackets. Here they are here. Got some new stainless steel hold down brackets we're going to put on it. They'll go on there. And then I ordered a set of bumpers to go with it. And of course, like probably as many as you know, I think the bumpers were $9.99 and it was 15 or 20 bucks to ship it. So they're on their way to get the hood assembled. The accessory panel for underneath the dash, I've got it all painted up, ready to put in. We'll put the switches in, and we'll transfer the decals from here that came off of the kit, and we'll put them on here and then install it inside of the 32 pickup. Here's all the switches. I've already trial fitted them in before I painted it to make sure I had them in the right spot. So we'll get that sorted out, get it into the pickup truck. One of the other things that happened, I actually went to trial fit the hood, and over here, radiator cell, we repainted the radiator cell, installed the grill, we put the trim around the side here. That was a little bit of work to get that on. Put the bezel on, and then, haven't done this before, I put the Ford emblem on and I tightened it down, and of course, ching, out came the epoxy now. That may be a little bit of inexperience on my part, because after talking to a few guys, they told me that that's actually a problem. Most of them will actually epoxy it in or just not put it in very tight at all. So it's on the way. We'll put a new one of these in, and I'll have to put it in from behind, so take the radiator cell off and get it on. Then I can actually put the hood on. The gaskets here for going around the radiator cell, I've got them on the radiator right now. That's a little bit of a trick to put it on. I didn't realize what you do is you actually assemble it on the ends. You put it on a little tight, and then you just pull it over. So you attach it on either end, leave it loose, and then pull it up over the edge. So again, that was a tip from a friend. Pass it on to you if you need to know it. Maybe you already do. We'll do the same thing here, and like I said, as soon as we get the new Ford emblem to put on here, actually we'll put the hood on. On the inside of the cab, I'll camera lady go from that side. I've gone ahead and I've put all the Dynamat on the floor, across the transmission tunnel, across the firewall, and up to the belt line. I cut it out so I didn't put it over the flanges anywhere where I would actually have to take this up. So I just basically put the Dynamat around it where the screws are. I have the access over here for the master cylinder. So again, I just left it so that it was around that and it'd be easy to take out. Well, like I said, over there I'll put the accessory panel on, the switches in. I'll show that. That'll tidy that up. And then the camera lady, when she gets a chance, she's going to cut some carpet for this. We'll start putting the interior in. Also installed the rear glass window here. It's not, I did not put it in with the gasket that you buy. I went to a glass place and we got the glass setting adhesive. So basically put it in place lightly, put some clamps on here to let it harden in place. And this stuff is pretty messy. You have to use methyl hydrate in order to clean it up, but back glass is in place. It worked really well on the Model A. That's done. Over in the other garage, I'll show you where we're up to over there. So quite a few things we've been working on. I'd say it's more of a show and tell episode, but come on over here. I'll show you what else I'm working on. So I'm not sure if I did any work or showed you what we did for the original windshield frame on any other episodes or not, but this is an original windshield frame that came with the truck. I took it apart. Believe it or not, the screws that went through here and then the mounting screws that go in over here on the side, I was able to heat those up and then use paraffin wax that I put around the screws and actually back them out and take the windshield frame apart. There was also a significant repair here on the bottom of, it's either this corner or that corner. I'm going to go back through the archives and we'll actually insert a picture of the repairs that I had to make to the windshield frame. All it is, I cleaned it up, epoxy primed it, and then there's 3 or 4 coats of just plain creme clad black enamel that we applied to this. The hinge was in good shape. It just basically required some sandblasting and a coat. I have a piece of glass in the house that was pre-cut by a friend of mine. I'm going to take that to a glass place and get them to set it in with the proper tape this week. So hopefully we'll be able to install the windshield frame and the glass and the 32 pickup later on this week. Don't know if I covered putting the epoxy primer on the fenders, but the fenders were all sandblasted in a previous episode. I've got 3 coats of epoxy primer on both sides of both fenders. And then over here, I've started doing the body fill on it. So I basically skim coated the entire fender. Anywheres where there was any kind of welds, I used a fiberglass type of body filler just to cover anything. And then from underneath, the intention, I'm going to put some seam sealer anywheres underneath. So right here where I made a weld or whatever, I'm going to put some seam sealer around these edges just in case there's any pinholes. Same way back here. Same thing that I did on the body of the pickup truck, I'm going to do on the underside of here. And then underneath the fender, I'll probably get some decent undercoating, put a nice coat of undercoating on the underside of the fender. But right now, I'm just going to carry on working the outside of the fender. Right now, we use the Evercoat Rage body fill, put a skim coat onto it. Everything is sanded with 80 grit. I'm happy with basically everything on here. And then later on tonight, what I'll be doing is I'll tape off Actually, don't know which angle the camera lady would go. Spin it around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape off here like this. Since part of the body here, or part of the fender, the top part actually, I'm happy with its shape. What I'm going to do is I'll be taking tape like this. And I'll tape off this edge and I'll razor cut it so that when I do the body fill on the bead here, I won't have to redo it on the top half. So I'm going to carry on with that later on tonight. When I have everything happy with this fender, I'll basically dust it with 120 and then it'll be ready for high build, and then I'll basically repeat the same process over on the other fender. So that's where we are. Whole bunch of little things. Sorry it's a show and tell episode, but that's the update on the 32 Ford pickup. Like I said, we'll insert a couple pictures of what we did with the windshield frame in the past, and then we're going to keep trying to chug along to get the 32 pickup finished. So that's it for now. Hopefully you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe and send me your comments, and have a great day.